Hello everyone, welcome to another motovlog on my channel. My name is Marshall3498, and on today's motorcycle motovlog will be about motorcycles as normal on my channel, and that motovlog topic is going to be about some of my favorite motorcycle podcasts. Now, podcasts have been a popular thing over the last, say, 5 years. Have got more and more popular, I think. A lot of people now these days are in the digital world, where some people don't even listen to the radio in their car anymore. They listen to stuff from their phone because, you know, lots of cars now have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and stuff like that. So a lot of people listen to podcasts, digital music, stuff like that. But podcasts are a thing, like I said. And some of my favorite motorcycle podcasts, you know, there's lots of good podcasts out there besides just motorcycle topic related, like I'm talking about. But my 3 favorite that I listen to on a daily basis, just about all of them, all 3 that I'm going to talk about have a new podcast every week. It just depends on sometimes when you're listening to it or whatever. You may have several if you've not listened to it before to catch up, to get current on. And my number 1 favorite one that I enjoy the most the time is Chase on Two Wheels. Those of you who are a motovlog fan or watching this, I'm sure have heard on Chase on Two Wheels. He is a U.S. guy based out of Atlanta, Georgia area somewhere, and you know, he's over 1 million subscribers on his motovlog channel, but he does have a pretty successful podcast that is him and his editor and the guy who kind of helps him run things there, Bo. And they will have guests on from time to time too, but it's just a very good podcast. It's available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Music now, if anybody has that. I think it's available on YouTube Music also now. YouTube Music just now added podcasts to their platform just like less than a month ago now as of recording this, and there's lots of stuff that you'll probably find on Spotify if you're a Spotify fan, that you'll probably find over there too. But yeah, they do a really good job weekly basis. The Live on Two Wheels channel is on YouTube when it's actually airing, because it's a live podcast, not a edited podcast. And they do, you know, they go to the chat on there and interact with people on the chat and stuff about Discord and different topics every week, and it's a real fun time. And I'm not even a person that likes comedy, but I enjoy it, and I think a lot of it is pretty funny, so take that as you will. But sorry about the whole line of traffic here, but that's what happens when you motovlog in the South, when everybody wants to cut their grass and have their lawn mowed, and have somebody who obviously doesn't pull a trailer lot do barely the speed limits, and therefore he holds everybody else up in the process. But whatever. So the podcast is lots of fun. I do enjoy that one. That's probably one of my favorite ones. The second one that I enjoy, that's not always weekly, you know, they'll release like maybe 2 a month, is Revzilla's podcast with Zach Quartz and Spurgeon Dunbar, as Zach says, which is kind of funny. If you ever listen to a podcast, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. That's the way Zach Quartz says it. They have guests like Ari Henning on there, other people in, you know, motorcycle universe, kind of press-ish, I guess you could say, related. They have just guests, different guests, people from garages. They do a real cool thing too at the end of the podcast that I really enjoy. It's called Guess That Motorcycle Sound, and they have viewers send in a motorcycle clip of just audio, no video, and you have to try to guess what kind of bike it is, what year, what motor, single cylinder, 2-cylinder, 3-cylinder, 4, blah blah blah. And it's a really good time. They do interacting with the audience. You send a good review in, you could be entered in with a t-shirt or from an email. Really enjoy that one. That's a really good one. Very entertaining as well. Lots of motorcycle knowledge there. They'll do even stuff for like the beginners and stuff like that, and a real good just general motorcycle genre podcast that's lots of fun to listen to. I enjoy that one. And the third one that I listen to, and they usually put out one about every week, It's called Motorcycle and Misfits. And if you missed some of this, I'll put at least the list down in the description for you to look it up and try to find it wherever you can. I can't guarantee I can find links for all this stuff, but I'll do my best. But the third one is Motorcycles and Misfits. And that is a motorcycle garage. People that are kind of hanging out. There are like 4 or 5 people on there, I think. You have a host, which is a woman, and then you have several co-hosts. One of them is named Emma. She's a British or English, however you want to say it, person with a pretty thick British accent. Knows been actually wrenching on motorcycles as a professional mechanic for several years. She's I think in her mid to early 50s, something like that. Very funny character. They have a scooter guy on there who they call Scooter something. And they have like 5 people on there, and theirs is the same. They actually go to motorcycle shows and interview people to do stuff from the garage, and that's a really good podcast too that I found a couple years ago just by looking up motorcycle podcasts for some good motorcycle podcast stuff to listen to, and I really enjoyed that one actually. It's a very good one, and it's usually a longer podcast. It's usually like close to 2 hours, so something good to listen to at work if you're allowed to do that at work to help pass the time. And it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy that one quite a bit myself. But you know, some people aren't into podcasts, and that's okay. But if you're looking for a good motorcycle podcast, these are some of my top 3 choices that I've found that I listen to on a regular basis. I thought I'd share them with you. If you're interested, cool. If not, maybe you didn't know motorcycle podcasts were a thing. There's other motorcycle podcasts like All Adventure podcasts, all kinds of stuff. You just have to kind of just search and find what you like and what you don't like. There's cruiser stuff only out there as well. Tons of good stuff to listen to. So didn't know motorcycle podcasts existed, look it up and check it out. And on that, guys, that's about all I got for today's motovlog. So ride safe, have fun. We'll see you on the next one. See ya.